Hey. This is a review
of VA.
So VA has been I want to say one of my best endeavors on the channel, if not the best. So honestly, I don't know how to really, I'm not a reviewer, but I don't, like I said, I told y'all at the end of the last video, ending the VA series, I said, hey, I'm gonna give you my full-time final thoughts. And now I'm here, I'm like, dang, I have to talk about my final thoughts. So as the show, like, as I started doing it more, VA kind of came more of a, something that I liked because it had good music. It was unique. I haven't played something unique in a while, mainstream trash. I really enjoyed it. I was very, very intrigued how they did it. It kind of got a little bit of joy into me where like, dude, I have to freaking, play this every week or something and record it. If you watched that, the beginning of the series, a couple first episodes, you saw that I was trying to do a little narrative with my freestyles. My freestyles had a lot of, stuff that I had a little storyline to. Like I had this weird relationship with Jill, and then any girl that was basically, I thought that was sexy AF. Oh, because it was like at first I just freestyled the first episode. I literally started playing some tracks. I was like, Jesus, these songs are freaking beautiful. And so I just started playing it, and I started rapping and freestyling, and I suck at freaking rapping and freestyling. So that was amazing. I really liked it, I like that, and it just showed how much I love, creative music from the first listen, and the music was phenomenal. And so I started making this narrative where like I'm dating Jill, I have confessed my feelings, and out of nowhere I see Say, and I'm like, yo, Jill, black men don't cheat, but this nigga ain't in me, you know what I'm talking about? But nah, it was like, just weird narrative where I cheated on Jill for Say, and then Say for freaking Dorothy, then
find flaws in my security.
No. But you know what I mean, and I started making like the string of the first episodes. I just started putting each, freestyle in the beginning of each episode to see the little narrative, so people who actually watch the series will know that I'm doing a little narrative to it. It's just something funny. It's nothing like serious, but it was just something cool because I was like, yo, like this is actually fun to do, and I thought that was interesting. And before my subscribers died and went to hell, they enjoyed it. Oh my god, the music is amazing. Like, shout out to Garode. Come on guys, if you love the music in that freaking game, you should go on Bandcamp and cop that. I copped the freaking, well actually, I was just thinking that, how am I gonna tell you that, but I didn't even cop the main album. I just copped the extra tracks, oops. But the extra tracks are fire too. Shout out to Garode. And then the remixes, bro, the remixes of people that love the game that do the remixes, bro, cop the boy. Man, I should be endorsed right now. I'm not getting money for this. Nevertheless, man, like the music was just phenomenal, amazing, outstanding to my ears. It really felt like fitted the vibe of what VA is. It really made it more realistic, into me when I'm trying to imagine this. Because if you watch the series, you could see that it's a 2D game, and it doesn't. The only sounds it has is the music, the soundtrack, Garode that made. Shout out to him again, and then the sound effects. But you know what I mean? Like, other than that, that's it, and the music was the real thing that made it alive, and essentially me actually like, doing the lines for the actual characters and trying to embody each character and how they would sound by their looks. It was so freaking crazy. God, I sound so racist. And like the fact that they had a jukebox where you can pick the music you want to hear in the episode, that is fire. Who does that? And if there's a trash track, which I doubt, Garode literally had all these songs, different themes, different vibes. So if you're coming in and you're trying to play this on the go or something, and you feel sad, bro, you could put on the saddest tracks Garode got in that jukebox, bro. That is amazing, that's fire, come on. Innovative, come on. Freaking Tsubaki Games is amazing. Tsubaki Games, whatever your name is, it's Tsubaki now. because you're Japanese. You're trash.
What?
But still, absolutely amazing. And you know, in some like when it's the serious moments of the storyline, out of nowhere they stop the jukebox, whatever you're playing, and they play that. Like at the ending episode, they had only a few selective tracks to fit the vibe of the dialogue that was going on. And at the end of the freaking story, I was like, dude, that is amazing. The cons, honestly, the cons that I had with the music. Where the f is the new music? You saw all those empty tracks, but there ain't no new music? I guess I found out, like I did some research, the music was supposed to be found, like the missing tracks were supposed to be found by doing certain things. So they're kind of making it in a way like if you want new music, you're gonna have to go through, play the game again, pick different dialogue options, make the drinks, cause like the parts where you can change the whole story is the drinks part. If you do not get enough, if you don't make the correct drinks and blah 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 blah, and you don't pay your bills, you're gonna get evicted. I didn't get that route, but I was close to. I literally was close to. But you could replay it, go back, and go figure out how to get in the other. You know, there's different dialogues, there's different drinks that you do in order to change the dialogue to get a new bonus. Like that one time, we did, I think, a flawless, and we got that meet the staff download code. I think that was probably guaranteed, but still, they were kind of showing like, yo, you can find some download codes. I know you want the missing tracks to be found. They're like unlockable. Boy, shut up. You look like an unlockable character. Amazing. And I complained about it first because I was like, man, I don't want to go through all of that, but that's what games are, you know? You play it so much that you beat everything. You found every dang song that's unlockable, blah, 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 blah. You've done all of that, and that's what's cool about it. It's not just some 2D freaking dialogue game, you know? Come on. It's better than all them dang visual novel games you see on Steam. No cap. So, next is the characters. The characters, honestly, they're pretty, very eccentric. I'm about to name my favorite characters, which y'all know I had some beef with some characters. But my favorite characters, honestly, overall, it's probably Gil. Gil's probably my favorite character, and then Jill. They're my two favorite characters. I did find Dorothy very interesting, and since she's a very interesting character, she's my third favorite character. And those are my top three. So Gil, Jill, and then Dorothy are my favorite characters. It's not because, what I'm trying to say is that I found Gil very interesting. Even though he was subtle, he was literally next to Gil. If you were watching it, the series, he was literally next to Gil, taking other clientele. And his main one was Jamie. I thought it was pretty cool. One thing I felt like they should have done was switch it up and had, like, I don't know, Jill sick for the day and then let Gil take over so we can have more dialogue with Gil, because I felt like Gil would have been an interesting to see him in like being bartending mode, because he was, but like he was just subtle. He came in when he came in the beginning and the end, sometimes in the middle with other characters, but it was mostly just Jill. I'm like, bro, let Jill take the day off, she's sick, let's go to Gil for once, you know, switch it up. Those are my favorite three. Obviously Jill would have been my top if it wasn't for the arrogance. This whole bag. Like when they say white people are white, I didn't know they were white like cocaine. Hey! I'm sorry. You can roast me in the comments. Call me Mr. Pupos, and I don't care. But nevertheless, she was fired. I mean, she was fired. She was also real. She had that real moment with that little kid that couldn't drink. She was being real. She was like not trying to be a douchebag, but like, I'm doing my job. I'm not trying to get in trouble. And two, I know how it is to be your age trying to drink. Don't do that. Don't do that. So I thought it was pretty cool. Dorothy, like I said, she was probably the most eccentric character. But she was actually, I like the fact that there's a character like her, like the Laylam's, how crack. Even though I didn't really like her annoyingness, that makes a good character, because you could tell how much a character is with their personality if you feel some type of way strongly. And even if it was kind of negative, hey, she was still lit. She said her tongue, something with her tongue. I was like, yo, I have not seen a prostitute do that before. Honestly, the rest of the characters are dynamic. I don't like Donna. I'm sorry, but I hate Donna. How she thinks she. Watch the series if you want. Nah. But I mean, that's like the only character. Maybe Donovan D. Dotson. I mean, he is funny, but like they always make the black people look stupid. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Kiri Miki. I like Streaming Chan. She's pretty chill. I like her. Like I said, the character, their personalities, I like that. I like how they brought in like something in the future. Like, okay, someone's streaming IRL, and they're already starting to do that on Twitch. Come on, Tsubaki Games, predict the futures now. I'm pretty sure they did that before Twitch allowed people to stream IRL. So that's Tsubaki Games need a paycheck. Twitch, come on, give them a paycheck. The random guests that just be coming out and in, out, maybe just for only that one time. I thought they were pretty cool. Mario. Those two cosplay chicks, they were pretty cool. Oh yeah, Dean. What was it? Deal and Bowling Ball Head Betty. Man, they lit. I like their characters. She still got a bowling ball head though. Only about Jill's past and like she had a girlfriend and you know blah blah blah. She died of nanomachine rejection, which was one cool thing I like, which we're gonna get into the next session. We're gonna talk about the next section of it, but it was kind of like the cancer that it's kind of like I call it cancer. Basically, the cancer in a different term. So that's cancer. You know, Glitch City and Valhalla. Basically, a nanomachine rejection. Now, most of these characters are Leelums, which are robots, half human, half robots. I think. I'm not sure. Well, I mean, Leelums are supposed to be like you hear about like succubuses and stuff. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So the characters were very dynamic. I loved them. Though, like I said, I wish there was more to facilitate at the last chapter. But still, nevertheless, they were dope. Which we're going to talk about, which is the next portion of the review. Story. The story was very dynamic. The story, the whole game was divided in 3 chapters. Probably the first episode was probably just a prologue. So the 3 chapters are actually named in Spanish. So Primera means first in Spanish. So obviously the first chapter, Primera. So that was pretty cool. Chapter 2 is Amarga, and Amarga in Spanish means bitter. And then chapter 3, which was Deuce, and Deuce means candy in Spanish. I thought that was pretty interesting. So basically first, bitter, and candy. Those were the chapter names, and I got a lot to say about it. One thing I gotta point you out on Valhalla A, if you're coming into Valhalla A, if you wanna play it, just know that like nothing is going to be explained when you first jump in. Obviously they're gonna show you the dynamic how to play the game, because you're essentially, what the coolest thing about Valhalla A Cyberpunk Bartender action is you're literally a bartender making certain drinks, giving it to your clients while you talk to them and you figure out what is their story, what's going on with their day, how did their day go, yada yada yada, just small talk, whatever, doing your job. And while you're at it, you're also trying to figure out who is the main character, who is the bartender that you're playing as, and who is this character that's probably going to regularly occur. What is this setting? Why am I here? What is Glitch City? What is the main story point to this? If there even is a story, that's what you're figuring out. That's the one thing I like about it, is that it doesn't rush and shove everything down in your freaking mouth. They just simply just tell you, hey, this is how you bartender, just making sure, because they kind of play it off like, all right, Gil, blah, 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 like, hey, I gotta show you how to do the bartending stuff again. And Jill's like, oh, what? I already know how to do it. And he's like, let me just show you again. But really, it's showing us, the viewer, the person who's playing the game, yo, let me show you how to make this goddamn big beer, boy, before I slap you in the big boy butt. You know what I'm talking about? I thought that was pretty cool. And not only that, like, it's building up the dynamic and how it's gonna be, because it just don't be like, hi, welcome to Valhalla A. Now, if you click no, like, stop. This is not a tutorial. It is, but it's not like.
What?
So that's what's cool. You start it in, they don't make you feel like it's a tutorial. You know what I mean? You're getting to something that you don't know nothing about, but they're slowly easing it down for you and condensing it so you can take it baby by baby step and, you know, learn as you play. This is what I love about Valhalla is that they put you in this crazed mess. You know, we're trying to figure out what the heck is Valhalla. They give you baby spoons to it. You know, baby steps, slowly, until you learn how to make a drink, how this all works. Day one, you just bartend and you talk to people. Once you know that, then they start introducing you the story. It's a good thing, but then it's a bad thing. Because number one, it's not shoving anything down my throat. But then again, they're still talking about a lot of stuff that we will probably never know. Or they're just gonna be turned into freaking game lore. I like personally where a story starts off just crazy, you know what I mean? And we're just like, yo, because it gets you intrigued. And if the story actually has a storyline to it, nigga, you getting the Grammy, bruh. You getting the Oscar, cuz. You getting something, bruh. Something. But, yeah. So Primera was very interesting because, like I said, we start off, we literally don't know what the freak was going on, but we start off with all these crazy characters. After Donovan D. Donson, I think it was Say, or Dorothy, I don't know, and then Karen Miki, it was just on the line, and we started learning about Donna, this character Gil, how they hold him. Oh, Jill lived by herself, she's a lesbian. Oh, Donna, she's a boss, but she's still their same age, kinda. Oh, she likes the boss, cause she's still a lesbian. That's cool. It's an interesting little concept we got going. And so the first episode, like I said, the first chapter, I give a 10 out of 10 in my opinion, because it was very enjoyable. It was something new, something dynamic. I love it. All these crazy characters. I love the dialogue. Street. Oh man. So then we get to Marga, which is bitter. I can kind of see why they call it bitter. But let me tell you. I think Amarga starts off, I forgot when it actually starts. I remember when it did though, because it was like, they started shifting it into like the same old crazy thing we get from Valhalla. And after going through chapter 1, Primera, we were like, yo, this is Valhalla. So like when we get this same dynamic, it was fun and it was interesting. I love the new characters and like the new switch up sometimes. They'll have it where Jill would get out of her position or something crazy happens or like there's a shootout outside of the bar. Like that was the coolness I loved about it. It didn't just hinder itself as a 2D dialogue visual novel game. It was actually trying to make you feel with the music playing in the background, select tracks that you want to pick. That was fire to me. I enjoyed that. But then halfway through, I got a little annoyed, very annoyed. And what I was getting annoyed wasn't like I said, I don't like to hate on, because this is a beautiful game, I loved it. I got annoyed with the dialogue, and here's the reason why. The dialogue wasn't bad, but it was getting to the point where they were talking about a lot of repetitive things that I kind of was interested, but then it was kind of annoying because it was just the dialogue, because mind you, I'm reading this whole thing for an hour straight, recording, you know what I mean? And I'm coming back from work, I'm kind of like a little bit tired, because I would always do it after I come back from work, and like, I'm kind of a little bit tired, and they're sitting here giving me pages of freaking dialogues on each freaking click. I'm like, yo, what the freak? It was kind of annoying. I was like, yo, I'm reading it, and I'm like, yo, just get to the point, like paraphrase. So I was a little bit annoyed. I was a little bit irked. I was like, okay, reworded so weirdly. I'd find like the wording of this. I'm like, no, I'm not hating on the writers of the game, but jeez, who's you, buddy? Like I said, it was just weird, like, this, like, come on, bruh. Halfway through, I kind of find myself skipping some of it because it was just, they just talked about the same old thing, like, for a long period of time with these long paragraph dialogues, like, jeez, man. So I actually had to skip some. I won't even lie to you, I'm not gonna cap, but I feel bad for doing that because I might have probably missed some vital stuff and you probably guys, or I probably went through it and I just cut it out, the video. Because like I said, I didn't want videos to be like over 30 minutes, so I try to condense them. And so trying to get like a full chapter or like a full episode or a full day into one video is really tough because there's a lot of dialogue. And I don't hate that, but the dialogue was just talking about the same thing. Like, one I had found irksome was like Alma and Jill talking about the same old thing. Honestly, I left with feeling a little bit like disappointed because I was like, I wanted more of these characters. What is this dialogue? This weird, saddening dialogue. I want some craziness right now. Not saying I don't want some character development, but man, at least make the character development juicy a little bit. Like, it just seems kind of stale a little bit, just a little stale. So I left giving, I don't know, in my personal opinion, giving it an 8 out of 10 because, like I said, it was still awesome. Like, the beginning part, it was amazing, but then halfway through, it kind of dipped a little bit. So then we get into Deuce, which was actually pretty cool how they transitioned, like, dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. Shout out to my man Road, always killing the game with the music, but it just came in like kind of hyping us up, like what the frick is going on, what's going on. I didn't know it, I couldn't predict it, and then boom, chapter 3, Deuce, and I was happy because I was like, yeah, we getting close to the end, bruh. Deuce, probably my least favorite chapter of the series. Let me tell you why. I know a lot of people are gonna hate me, it sounds like I'm a hater, blah blah blah. Don't get me wrong, I'm a VA fan. There was still some new characters, just a couple. Can't pinpoint them off my head. There were some still new characters that was in Amarga that came back into Deuce. Cool. Like Mario. Can't think of the others. Like Becky, whatever. Bowling ball head. BTS 8th member. They came in. That little girl that couldn't drink. She came in. You know what I mean? Like we got to see more of Anna, which though I wish she was more in Amarga, but okay. Okay. It was still pretty lit. I still enjoyed it. You know, that's what made my videos, because I like to edit and make it look cool and all these cool edits. So like, if there's nothing crazy happening, nothing that's getting my actual excitement, you know, to make me say some funny stuff, like, you know, it makes the video kind of boring to me because, you know, really it was just dialogue and reading. But you know, like I said, I like to try to make my videos entertaining, all videos, especially because most of the time you're just reading it. So if I can make it interesting with edits and all this other stuff, like, that's a plus for me, you know. It wasn't very interesting to me when it comes to dialogue wise, because like I said, they kept on bringing back, you know, backstory with Jill and Leonor. Like I said, I know that is vital and I know it was an emotional thing, but me, in my opinion, like, I didn't really feel connected with Leonor and like Jill's pain, so it was kind of like hard to like gauge with her and actually feel that way. I just felt like I was like, dang, she got the moment. She's in her sad nigga hours. I'm not. I'm trying to get lit. What the fuck we doing? Yeah, I know it's kind of messed up, but you know, I just didn't really feel connected like with Leonor like that. So I couldn't really feel her pain, you know. And then what was her little sister came in? It was like, I don't know what you want to tell me. That little interaction they had the first time and then the second time. I couldn't feel it, you know what I mean? In the last episode, I don't know, I don't know. You know, that whole niggas were getting killed in the bank and stuff, and Say was in there, she got injured. It was actually pretty interesting. I liked that bit. But I think that was in Amarga, but I kind of forgot to pro that in. Like I said, I'm not a reviewer, I'm not Needle Drop Chill. Still, nevertheless, it was still enjoyable. I still had my enjoyable moments from it. I found music to make one of my episodes just lit. And so I was thankful for that. So, you know, those are moments I enjoyed, but nevertheless, I'm gonna have to give that a 7 out of 10. That chapter alone was a 7 out of 10. Overall, I'm feeling a 9 out of 10 overall for the whole story and everything. What I've said, you know, you gotta think about it, like, I come in, one time a week, and sometimes it's at one time bi-weekly or one time monthly, you know what I mean? That's how, like, and that's why it spanned from me starting in 2017 into now, you know, because I literally didn't focus and try to finish it. So when I did come in, you could kind of see that my excitement of what I saw Primera was trying to be, you know, fast forwarded to adult Deuce, and if it wasn't there, then, you know what I mean, it wasn't there, you know what I'm saying? The ending, I was not surprised. I was surprised, but I wasn't surprised that it was gonna end soonly, because I knew in my head, I was like, okay, after the party, I thought it was gonna end, blah blah blah. But one of my another thing that I would say that I didn't like, the ending. I didn't like the ending because we were supposed to have the New Year's party. We didn't have it. I would like to see like something crazy to happen at the party or something, like a new setting. They're at like a a convention, like an open room or like a living room or something, like, you know, something cool, you know what I mean? I was disappointed in the Christmas party. I won't lie to you, like, it was literally like truth or dare. That was interesting, but then I was like, all right, when we gonna get to the presents and like them, like something funny. I swore, I was like, bro, something's gonna be funny. And then when I get to it, it's literally, they just skip it and they went straight to Deuce. And I was like, what? And I was very let down. So that was another thing I didn't like. Me personally, I was just like, man, I want some more dialogue, crazy character stuff. Just those feel moments. Why we love Valhalla A, you know what I mean? But I don't know. I enjoyed the ending, but I didn't like it at the same time because then we didn't get to see the Eve's party, so it kind of made me like, you could have made up for what you did in the Christmas party, but okay. You know, I'll give it overall a 9 out of 10 because I still enjoyed myself. I still feel like this is one of the well-established series of my channel, so, you know, and I felt like it helped me grow more into, you know, how I do gameplay videos now and, you know, how I take games like these seriously now and stuff like that. Some cool things I liked, the whole Bank White Knight stuff, how that was going on, you know, then out of nowhere, like, there were shootings in the background. That was like one episode, there was like, while we were doing dialogue, I thought that was pretty cool, you know, coming back, seeing Say like injured, you know, not like that's a good thing to celebrate, but it's, you know, it's cool, it's story, nanomachine rejection, learning about that, how it's kind of like a, basically, I think it's just cancer, but just they have a different term for it. I thought it was pretty cool, not cancer, but the freaking term. Leland's, you know, different races. That one episode, they had the brain, a talking brain, better than Little Dicky's brain. I'm so sorry, Little Dicky. Like I said, that dynamic of just new characters making the story, doing like, I really enjoyed streaming Sean when she first came in. That was very enjoyable. You know, seeing, what was that one dude, one of the CEOs, the head district managers of the bartenders, their bartending place. I thought that was pretty cool. He came in. Despite what I've saw, the minor technicalities, the minor the dialogues that didn't make sense, you know, the stale moments of the dialogues they had in one episode with Jill and whatever, you know, despite all of that, you know, it was very a wholesome game. I enjoyed it, recording it. I enjoyed coming home or knowing like, hey, I'm gonna record some Valhalla A, you know what I mean? I'm gonna miss this game. I heard they have a sequel to the Valhalla A series, but it's not really a direct sequel. It's more of like a different like setting and character sequel, kind of like, I feel like it's like in the same world or maybe like the same universe or whatever, but just different characters, different settings. It's called Nirvana instead of Valhalla A. It's called Nirvana and it's different. It's in a different place, different characters. But it's the same setup, you know, bartending, and I'm actually gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out. Tsubaki Games got me interested. I love Valhalla A. Gonna cop all the soundtracks soon, vinyls. A. I don't know if I'm gonna get cassette, but I'm getting it now after I play the game. I'm gonna definitely cop merch because this show, come on guys. Like, this show was actually genuinely good. Like, bro, like the game is a fun game, like, so I'm probably gonna cop it on my Switch because I got a Switch, so I might probably just cop it on there and just play it at a certain time and see how the dynamic would be if I'm just playing on the go or something. And so yeah, Tsubaki Games, you did good, amazed me. I'm gonna miss this game. That's the one thing I couldn't, you know, hold to myself because I was like, man, I may hate on the game all I want, but I enjoy the time when I recorded, man. They're fun. One of the best moments of my channel so far, so shout out to Tsubaki Games. Valhalla A, forever.